So for this problem, we have a window that is in the shape of a rectangle that has a semicircle on top of it. The first thing I want you to notice, by the way, is that it's a rectangle, not a square, so the sides are not necessarily equal. We know the perimeter of the window, so we need to find an expression for the area of the window that includes x in it, and only x, no other variables. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm actually going to define another variable, and that's going to be this side right here. I'm going to call that h, the height of the window. This one's also an h. The other thing I know is that the radius of this little semicircle is x over 2. So to find the area of the circle, or the area of the window, I am going to do two things. I need the area of that rectangle, and I'm going to add that to the area of that semicircle. So the area of the rectangle, remember, area of a rectangle is just base times height, so it's going to be xh. The area of the semicircle is, so area of a circle is pi r squared. Area of the semicircle is 1/2 pi r squared. In this case, my r, remember, is x over 2. So that is going to be squared. So I'm going to simplify this out, but then I want to talk about one thing. So I get area equals xh plus, it ends up being pi x over 8. Don't forget to square that 2 on the bottom. Pi x squared over 8, excuse me. So this is my area. Unfortunately, they did not say to express the area of the window as a function of the width and height, x and h. They said to express the area of the window as a function of the width. So I can only get this problem right if I actually figure out another way to write h. So I need to rewrite h. That's my goal on this problem. So they gave us another piece of useful information here. They told us the perimeter of the window. So I'm going to use the perimeter. So if you remember from previous classes, geometry, and you probably even did it like in middle school, you might have even seen it in elementary school, you just basically are going to add up all of the sides. So I'm going to add them all up. I know that I have my perimeter is going to be equal to h plus x plus another h. The last thing is I need to add this little semicircle perimeter to that. So I'm going to use what I know about finding the circumference of a circle. That gives me the perimeter of a circle. Circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. That's a full circle, however. With a half circle, the circumference is going to be, that's actually not circumference, the perimeter is going to be 1/2 times 2 pi r, or just pi r. So I also know that r is x over 2, so it will actually be pi times x over 2. So I can now pi x over 2. And I know that that perimeter is equal to 30. So I'm just going to go through, make sure I have everything that I need in order to do this problem. I always like to check if I'm doing like an area that has several different figures in there, and or a perimeter that has several different figures. I always go back to make sure I have everything. So I have that x, I have those two h's, and I have that semicircle, so I'm good on the perimeter there. The next thing I need to do, before determined that I need to figure out what h is equal to, so I have to solve this perimeter equation for h. So rewriting that equation, I have 2h plus x plus pi x over 2 is equal to 30. I have to solve that for h. I get 2h is equal to 30 minus x pi over 2. Now I need to divide both sides by 2. So I end up getting that h is equal to 15 minus x over 2 minus pi x, or x pi, over 4. So the last thing I have to do for this problem is plug all of that stuff in to this area thing that I have up here. So I'm going to write it all out. I end up getting that area A is equal to x times this whole entire h that I have, plus pi x squared over 8. So if you leave it like this, you will get full credit. You are also welcome to simplify things out. I'm going to quickly show you how you can simplify that. So to simplify this thing, we are going to start by using the distributive property with that x. We end up getting 15x minus x squared over 2 minus x squared times pi over 4 plus pi x squared over 8. You may or may not notice that we do have several like terms. I am not going to put together the x squared over 2 with the other x squareds that have pi's in them. Occasionally you will see them put together, but it ends up being an x squared multiplied by a factor. I will, however, put together the x squareds that have a pi. Remember, in order to do that, I need a common denominator, so I'm going to multiply both the numerator and denominator by 2. So I end up getting this right here. You can treat pi as if you had another variable in there. That's what I usually think about when I'm adding together fractions that have like a pi and some variables in them. I'm going to put a 1 in front of this, just so you can kind of remember that it's 1/8 times pi x squared. And then we also have negative 2/8 times pi x squared. Negative 2/8 plus 1/8 gives me negative 1/8. So my answer is just going to be 15x minus x squared over 2 minus 1, or you don't need to put the 1 though, pi x squared over 8.